professional lawyer, not on this one.
Okay, look. I'm sorry. Hitting him was wrong, but I gave my word, Ron. I promised Frank I would take this to trial. I mean, come on, these people are my friends. And no offense, but Luther's an ex-DA. He hates drug addicts.
Yes, he hates them. In fact, he doesn't particularly like Molly. That's why he can be a professional. That's why he's trying this case, not you.
Since I'm first chair, I'm trying the case. I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Where's Tom?
He'll be here, I'm sure.
Better get started. Amber Wilson, a counselor, brought drugs into the center. But we don't know if she gave the drugs to Daniel that day. Whoever did give the drugs to Daniel that day is our suspect. Where are we with the eyewitness?
We found out where she is, and we can prove she's a liar. There's no way she saw Molly push Daniel off the balcony. She said she was outside the building when it happened. We noticed some things on the balcony that could have blocked Kate's view. The awnings, some planters. She was standing 5 feet from the building, looking up at a balcony that was 10 stories in the air. Here's what she saw. You can't tell the identity of a person from 100 feet away, and at that angle, it would have been impossible.
So we need to figure out why the eyewitness would lie.
Why aren't you in the war room? You're supposed to be on time.
I was checking in with Frank. The guy's in hell, Ron.
Well, check in with Luther. He's first chair now. He's trying the case. You know those dogs in Alaska that pull sleds in that race?
The Iditarod?
Yeah. You know what they do to the lead dog when he's not the lead dog anymore?
No, Ron, what?
They shoot him. Once they're not lead dog, they go crazy. We can't afford to shoot you, Tom. Learn to be a second chair. It's a skill worth having. Luther's going to talk to Molly to see if she knows anything about Amber or the eyewitness. Go with him.
So Kate was willing to blame you for murder because you weren't part of the cool kids. That's what you're saying.
No, she blamed me because she was a bitch.
Come on, Molly, you can't.
Tom, the jury isn't going to believe that she's framing you for murder because you two don't like each other.
It's true. Why don't you believe me? Do you believe me?
Don't ask Tom. Doesn't matter what he believes. It's the jury that counts. Amber Wilson, did you know that she supplied drugs to people at the center?
I don't know her. She wasn't my counselor.
We think Amber supplied heroin to Daniel the day he died.
I don't know her.
What'd you find out about Amber?
She's a loser. Multiple arrests for possession and distribution of coke, heroin, and meth. In 2001, she was ordered by the court to attend a state-run rehab facility up north. Within 2 months, she was placed on probation for punching another patient. 4 months later, she was almost expelled after she was caught sneaking marijuana into the facility. After a year of intense therapy, Amber became a model patient, found God, 12 steps, yoga, blah, blah, blah. They asked her to stay on and counsel other addicts, and she ended up feeding their drug habits instead.
Good. Now I'm ready for her. She's either going to tell us who gave the drugs to Daniel, or she's going to tell us she did it herself. Either way, we've got someone to blame for Daniel's death other than Molly.
I heard Molly was doing really well with recovery. How's she doing? Is she okay?
She's holding up. Did she seem like a murderer?
I don't know what a murderer looks like. But I heard that Molly was a deeply troubled soul.
Like yourself.
I'm grateful for the path I took in life, because it led me here.
So everything's worked out for you. You're clean, you're sober, you have a career, successful drug business on the side.
You know how heroin got into Daniel's body before he died, don't you?
Give us the name of who supplied it to him. Or you can walk away, and we'll have no choice but to assume that it was you.
I need to get back to my patients.
She's been around enough to know if you could blame someone else, now was the time. She didn't because she couldn't, because she gave the drugs to Daniel herself. Let's go talk to the eyewitness, Kate Lambert.
I did hear them fighting. I walked by Daniel's room. I heard Molly screaming.
Do you remember what time that was?
Early afternoon, sometime maybe.
I have a copy of your schedule from that day. It says here that you were in group therapy from 1 to 3 and Bible study from 3 to 5. That doesn't leave a lot of time to stroll the 10th floor, does it?
You were just transferred here to this new rehab center, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You like it?
Yeah. The people are nice.
It's good to have people to pull strings for you. The police got you here, away from us and our questions. That's what happened, right?
I don't know.
But you do know that your parents talked the court into getting you into rehab instead of prison. You wouldn't like prison. See, we know you're lying about seeing Molly push Daniel. We think you're lying about hearing them fight. Now, I'm gonna warn you. Judges don't like perjurers. If you get caught lying in court about what you saw or heard, you can forget about rehab, because you will go to prison.
I did hear them fight. It may have been about this thing that Molly was having with one of the counselors here.
What thing?
I saw them making out once. Her and this counselor, Amber Wilson.
Kate Lambert says Amber distributed drugs during individual therapy sessions. Kate was a patient and a client. We can argue that she gave her drugs and blackmailed her into being a witness against Molly.
So how do we handle Molly's affair with her?
What affair? It's Hollywood girls kiss. It could have been an isolated event.
We need to find out. Run the mysterious fingerprints you and Dr. Shaw found on the balcony against Amber's police prints. If they're a match, we can put Amber at the crime scene. Between that, the drug dealing, the relationship, we can prove motive, opportunity.
Do we think the DA knows any of this information?
We found Amber through Dave, the drug dealer. He isn't going to talk to the cops.
Tell Tom to talk to Molly. See what she says about Amber now. Talk to Frank. He needs to hear about all of this from us before he hears it on the TV.
If anyone is guilty, it's the center. They don't stop drug use, they encourage it. It's like a party there. One of the counselors was bringing drugs into the center and having sex with a patient.
You promised me you wouldn't tell my father.
I didn't promise. A good lawyer would never make that promise. Everything we know, we need to be able to use in court.
But you always got me out of things. You never told him before. I trusted you.
This isn't a curfew violation or skipping school, Molly. This is a murder charge. And don't talk to me about trust. You lied to me.
I didn't lie.
You told us you didn't know her. You had a chance to tell us everything you knew. You didn't. Now, did Amber kill Daniel?
No.
You need to tell me about your relationship with this woman. Was it just a kiss, an affair, what?
I was lonely. Amber listened. I just felt taken care of. It was wrong. We both knew it was wrong. I told her it had to stop, but she just got more possessive and jealous and weird. And the day that he was murdered, when he came on to me and he slapped me, I went and I told her and she went crazy. I think she went to find him.
How'd it go with Molly? Bad? Get ready, it gets worse.
I just spoke to the DA. Amber Wilson is confessing pled guilty to the murder of Daniel Benson.
That's great, right?
She is receiving a reduced sentence in return for testifying against Molly. She has become a cooperating co-defendant. She claims she and Molly did the murder together.
You did this, Ron, going on TV. You turned Amber against Molly. You promised me that you'd take care of her, and you didn't. This is your fault.
I asked Ron to go on TV, Frank.
Why are you even trying the case? You don't like Molly.
Whether I like her or not, I'm trying to keep her out of jail.
Amber flipping Molly is a good thing. It means the DA has a weak case. They don't give deals to killers unless they have to.
Don't lie to me. I'm not stupid. Amber swears she and Molly committed murder.
You know how often this happens? DAs cut deals with guilty people because they'd rather get convictions than lose cases. Look, if the fact she was with a woman is upsetting you...
I'm not mad about that. She can love whoever she wants to. I don't know my own daughter very well.
It's going to be okay, Frank. I'm going to prove that Amber killed Daniel alone. Now we have her fingerprints at the scene. She had motive. She loved your daughter and she was jealous of Daniel. And she has a motive to lie. She doesn't want to go to prison for the rest of her life. Trial starts tomorrow. If they could prove Molly was guilty, they would not need Amber.
Unnamed sources say Amber Wilson will testify that the younger woman